What's up, athletes? So you guys have been asking me about supplements, some ergogenic aids. Figured I'd talk to you guys about one of them today. Caffeine has been a hot topic, so that's one we're going to cover. So some of the benefits of caffeine is it can decrease fatigue, and it can also decrease reaction time as well as increasing alertness. Excuse me. Some of the disadvantages to it can be an increase in blood pressure temporarily. That increase in blood pressure is going to happen more if you're unaccustomed to taking caffeine. So just kind of be careful if you're newer to caffeine supplementation. And then in higher doses, it can cause anxiety as well as difficulty falling asleep. So just kind of be careful at what times of the day you're taking it. I definitely recommend not having any later in the day, kind of after practice, things like that. Kind of stay away from the caffeine because it can't keep you up. It can also cause jitteriness. There also are withdrawal symptoms from it. So if you were used to having caffeine for a long amount of time, or you just usually have caffeine a lot throughout the day, and you're going to go without it for a while or kind of a couple days, some of the withdrawal symptoms can be headaches and fatigue. So just be careful about that. And then in some extreme cases, when over 1,200 milligrams of caffeine are being consumed, it can cause agitation, severe anxiety, a rapid increase in blood pressure, and even in some severe cases cause heart palpitations. So just be very careful with how much you are consuming. Be aware of it. Be smart with the ingestion that you have. I'll talk a little bit about how much caffeine you should be intaking, but we'll get to that in just a second. So then what type of athletes should be having caffeine? I'm going to answer this more. If you find benefit from taking caffeine, then you should have it. If you don't really find benefit from it, then there's not really a point of having it. But specific sports can benefit from it, and other sports will not benefit from it. So some of the sports that will benefit are ones that need high power output, such as weightlifting or sprinters, things like that. Endurance athletes have also found to decrease their times when they've taken caffeine. And then even like for basketball, for you guys, I'd recommend if you find benefit from it, great, take it. If you don't really find a benefit of it, then there's really no point in taking it. But science and research has shown that it can help improve, like we talked in the beginning, with a decrease in fatigue, an increase in alertness, and a decrease in reaction time. Now, a sport I would not recommend caffeine ingestion for are those that you need to be very still, have finite movements, such as archery, where you're aiming and need to be still. I would recommend to not have caffeine for that, just because some of the jitteriness and increase in blood pressure could kind of throw you off of the groove. Now, the NCAA does classify caffeine as an ergogenic aid, so you have to be careful with how much you consume. Essentially, have no more than 500 milligrams within 2 to 3 hours of the time you play your sport, and that is going to correlate to about 6 to 8 cups of coffee. So stay under that. Don't be having more than 500 milligrams because you can get in trouble with the NCAA. Now, the amount of caffeine that you should be having, I'm going to say play it by ear, kind of. Research shows anywhere from 3 to 9 milligrams. 3 to 9 milligrams per kilogram of body weight about 60 minutes before you start. If you're not used to caffeine, stay closer to that 3 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, and then you can kind of, if you're not seeing a lot of benefit, you can kind of increase closer to the 6 and then a 9. See if you have any benefits from it. So if you guys got any questions, please reach out to me. It's great talking to you guys. Be smart with your caffeine intake.